What up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Ricky Trucker. So, got an issue. Excuse me. Okay, break it down. Today is 12/17. It's 7:20 p.m. On 12/16. Okay, on 12/15 that night, or 12/16 morning at 4 a.m. A night dispatcher calls me and asks me to do him a favor. Asked me, can I run this run going to Indiana? Because I was actually scheduled for home time, but I was like, shit, yeah, because he was like, run that run going to Indiana, shoot me up to Indiana, then leave Indiana, go to Texas, and then leave Texas and come home. So, bring a little extra money, and I'll still be able to get home, by like the 21st, 22nd, something like that. Cool, so I grabbed the load. I get about 3 hours down the road. My dispatcher calls me and tell me that the load canceled, and I need to bring that load back ASAP. So I turn around and bring the load back. So when I got back, I probably had like 2 hours left, and I brought that load back. And when they canceled the load, my dispatcher sent me another load. I didn't see it because I was driving. I had no turn around, and he came back. I thought he was just saying, because he told me to send him a message when I turn around, for the location so I can get the paid miles back. So that's what I did, and I got a message, but I'm thinking it's just a message telling me, that he about to pay miles back. It's about 5 p.m. When this happens. Like it was about 3 when the load canceled, and I turned around. It was about 5 p.m. when I got back. It was about 6 p.m. when I got back, because they leave at 5. And by the time I got back and dropped this load back out, and I seen that I had another load, it was going to New Jersey. And the East Coast, it been having a lot of issues with the snow and ice or whatever. And I was trying to call them to tell them I wasn't gonna take that. Send me home if that's the case, because I'm not gonna risk my shit or whatever. So when I called, I got night dispatch, and I told him the issue. And I was like, I'm not taking that or whatever. I said I can relay it or whatever, but I don't feel comfortable taking that load, because I had seen it earlier about the 60 car pile up on I-80 in Pennsylvania, and I seen that. So that's when I called, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm not taking that. That's too far into the little snow and ice, thing. I'm not putting myself in that situation. If I know it's bad over that way, why would I go over that way? Like, I'm not gonna do that. So I called the night dispatcher, let him know, and he was like, well, that's not a good enough reason for him to take the load off of me or relay the load. I told him I'll take it, as far as like Indiana, Ohio or some shit. I'm just not going all the way over there, in the mountains with all that ice and bullshit. So he wouldn't take the load off me. He told me to call in the morning. It's weekend now, so I got to deal with weekend dispatch. My dispatcher doesn't come back until Monday. He's the one that put the load on me, my dispatcher. So I called Saturday morning, this morning, and I talked to the dispatcher. I told him, I was like, hey, I told night dispatch I wasn't gonna take the load or whatever, or if you want me to relay it, I can do it there. As long as it's a spot that I'm comfortable with. Because I'm not gonna put myself in a situation, like, I don't play around with ice. I don't mind snow, but ice, I'm not gonna do it. And it's broadcasting everywhere that it's ice on the road. So, because it was snowing and then it rained, that's how you get ice or whatever. But so when I talked to her, she was like, well, we do force dispatch. And I was like, well, I'm the type I'll quit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't be studying bullshit. She said, well, we do force dispatch, and you can't really just deny a load. We don't deny loads. I was like, well, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it to New Jersey. I don't care how you look at it. I'm not gonna take it. So long story short, she was like, well, this is what I did. After she told me that, I told her, the reason why is because I didn't feel safe. So she told me, I didn't really have an option. So I hung up and I called back. And this is what I did. I said, for safety, not for safety. I said for legal reasons, I gotta inform you that you are on a recorded line. I was lying or whatever, but that's just what I told her. And I was like, so, you know, are you still telling me that I can't, that you ain't gonna take this load off me? I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna, you know, take this load to New Jersey. I don't care, you know, how you look at the situation. So she was like, oh, well, after I told her she was on a recorded line, she switched up and she was like, well, I'll get it the relay or whatever, but me and my dispatcher gonna have to have a talk on Monday because we are OTR fleet. We service all of the United States, blah, 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 all that bullshit. And I'm with Tyson Foods, by the way. It's not horrible. It's not for me. For one, I make my money at Interstate. Over here, I'm bringing home like $900 to $1,000, and I was doing that at Interstate, and I was home all the fucking time. So you know, Interstate kind of has me spoiled. But at the same time, I was with Equity, and I was home. They just had horrible equipment, but you know, I was still making the same amount of money, like, you know. So, but yeah, back to the story. I'm sorry about jumping off topic. So right now, it's 7 o'clock at night. By the way, I gotta go off duty. It's like 7 something at night, and they're still trying to. I sent the message, and I was like, you know, where is the relay location? I sent this about 3 p.m. Nobody got back with me. So about 6:30, I sent it again. I said, did daytime dispatch inform you on where I'm relaying this load? Nobody's texting back. So in the morning, I've already had my plans to leave Tyson anyway, because like I said, I'm not making any money. So I already had my, you know, all my shit set up. So I was just I was gonna wait till the new year, but so in the morning, this is my plan. When I call, I'm gonna send a message in the morning, like, you know, where am I relaying this load? I'm gonna wait about an hour. Nobody sitting at the back. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna record the conversation, and I'm gonna tell them, I'm like, well, since nobody's gonna be professional about the situation, then I'm not gonna be professional either. I'm gonna take this to the nearest terminal, and you know, you can pick your truck up, and I'm taking my ass home. And I'm gonna be with it honestly, you know, straight like that. You know, I mean, that's why when you out here, man, you gotta have your money right, so that, you know, you can quit or whatever and not be struggling. I'm not one. I got a whole lot. See, let me show you. This is what I mean by I'm already packed and ready to go. I mean, that's my cover. But you see those boxes? I packed this truck up a long time ago. I just been living out the boxes. You know, I like I said, I had it in my mind I was gonna quit, but I was gonna do it, you know, the right way. But since they don't want this, since no one's gonna be professional about the situation, I'm not gonna be professional either. This load delivers on Monday in New Jersey. I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna take it to the nearest location, which I think is like North Carolina or something. It's gonna be out of route, but hey, you know, when I call them tomorrow, I'm gonna tell them, like I said, since nobody's gonna be professional, I'm not gonna be professional either. Route me to the nearest terminal or the nearest location so I could, you know, give them their truck. Because I mean, you can't threaten me with this truck. I don't give a shit about this truck. It's not my truck. I have no intentions on keeping this truck. And my money's, you know, right, so I can rent me a car and be done with it. Okay, I just got a message. And this message states that they instructed me not to relay. So I'm gonna send him a message. Well, I'm not taking it to New Jersey. That's all right. That's it, YouTube. I'm gonna hit you back in a minute because I'm gonna have to call these motherfuckers real quick.